What is up, everybody? It is Lawrence again, and today we're doing the second shoe that I have now gotten from the Kith X New Balance release for 2018. So what we have here today is the other color scheme of the collaboration. So the one that I reviewed is going to be below. That was with United Arrows and Sons, and that is with purple, pink, gray. Alright, so before we begin, I would really implore anyone that's watching to seriously think about hitting the subscribe button and or the like button. Recently I looked at my YouTube analytics and realized that about 99% of you guys are not subs. So a lot of people are coming to the channel and not subscribing. I have a lot of content here. I release pretty regularly. Would really appreciate the support by hitting either the subscribe button or the like button, but preferably both. This one today is with non-native Kith and New Balance, and that color scheme is in a dune color scheme. So it's kind of a khaki color with teal, an homage to the original release in 2011 of just the non-native and New Balance, and now you're adding Kith to it in a completely different and new silhouette called the 997S Fusion. So the reason it's called the 997S Fusion is because it takes the top or the upper of the original 997 with the new 997S midsole and outsole. And what they use here is called ENCAP Reveal, and ENCAP Reveal is a lighter foam that they are utilizing to make the shoe lighter and a more modern shoe. So with all of that out of the way, without further ado, here is the Kith non-native and New Balance 997S Fusion. Long ass name, beautiful shoe. So let's start with the upper like we always do. The predominant piece of the upper is made out of pigskin suede, and so you'll see a very tan color over here. You'll see an orangey color over here, and then finally a brown towards the middle with an N that is done in a teal-ish blue colorway. The interesting part about the N that you see, which is the typical N in almost all New Balance shoes, is that it's actually triple stacked. So it's really hard to see in this specific color, but there is 3 N's in here. There's a brown under on the very bottom, there's another brown on top of that, and then finally there's an N on top of that. The reason for that is because the idea behind it is there are 3 companies involved in this collaboration, and so because of that there are now 3 N's stitched on top of each other. The typical 997 and the typical kind of New Balance shoes in general only have 2. In addition to that, you're going to see a 997 stitched over here, and then finally this kind of tannish color here is actually a plastic, and that is to hold the laces and also add reinforcement for parts of the shoe. Final piece of the materials that gets used is this mesh over here, and that is really about it. On the back, you're going to see New Balance etched onto the very top of it with the Adsorb logo over there for the midsole done in that teal color that I was talking about. Going to the top of the shoe, you're going to see flat style lacing, and that flat style lacing is actually really premium lacing. I really like it. The tongue is done in black, and that is also done in that same pigskin suede, and it says New Balance over here as well as Made in USA. The Made in USA line is typically the more expensive line for a lot of the New Balance shoes, and the reason for that is because it's actually made in the United States, and it typically uses much more premium materials. Rounding out the laces, much like every other Ronnie Fieg base collaboration, you're going to have a lot of lace options. The first one is going to be this teal cyan-ish blue, which is here. Then you're also going to have your typical black. The black is actually the one that actually comes on the shoe, but I prefer this light khaki color here instead, and so that's the one I have on the shoe for my own personal use. Going over to the midsole, it's a pretty nice midsole. It's done in a cream color predominantly. You're going to see hits of a tan over here, as well as the teal in here, and then the Adsorb, like I said earlier, over there as well. That is done in this ENCAP Reveal material. And the ENCAP Reveal is supposed to be an extremely lighter version of ENCAP. Alright, so what are my thoughts on this shoe? Very simply, it is one of the most wearable shoes I have in my collection right now. I've swapped out a lot of my shoes, sold out a bunch. And so this actually is something that I can wear to work and conferences and things like that pretty darn easily, which I really like, and it's really low-key. No one's going to know that it doesn't have a big Kith logo on top of it, and so it is just a very neutral tone, and for the end at the end of the day, you know, once the only really color pop is that bluish teal, which I think is great, and the quality and the build material, everything on it is amazing and phenomenal. There's really nothing that I have about this shoe that I would actually complain about. It's really comfortable, and I really do feel like it has a really great upper. I actually did not feel the same way about the 997S. The upper is great in the front and terrible in the back, and this kind of solves most of it by using the traditional 997 upper. Second thing is in terms of sizing, I would say you can go true to size. I actually went a half size down here. It fits a little snugger than I would like, but when I went true to size, I had a little of an issue in terms of heel slippage. That goes away with going half size down, but I think most people are going to be good with true to size. If you're worried, go true to size. If not, go half size down. And that's it, guys. This is the 997S Fusion between Kith, non-native, and New Balance. Peace.